Hello, you've joined the Health of Wealth Show with Stephanie. If you have not gotten your drinks and your snacks, make sure you go ahead and get your drinks and the snacks because don't want to miss anything that's being said today. Today's topic is how not to die from heart attacks, cardiovascular issues, circulation problems, cholesterol, and more. So again, get your pens and your paper, or you can take notes on your computer like I do most of the time, and sit back and let's get this health knowledge. People are still joining in.
Got a health or nutrition question. In the meantime, jump in and say hello. Who's listening? Grace from Hello, great to have you from Philadelphia.
Yes.
Billy, Grace, good to hear you.
Mike from Philadelphia.
Who else is listening? Great to have you here too, Matt.
Larry in Denver.
On the Bay out Philadelphia.
All right, hey, good to hear your voice, buddy. Billy is covered.
John Hamill, Point Loma, Washington.
Again, if you're just joining us, our topic for today is how not to die from heart attacks, cardiovascular issues, circulation problems, cholesterols, and more. If you have not gotten your drinks and your snacks, make sure you get your drinks and your snacks, pens and papers, because you don't want to miss out on any information that will be shared today. And you can go ahead and share with your friends and loved ones the information so that they can join us either here on the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie on YouTube, or dial in to 608-906-0003 to the conference call. Invited by Stephanie Alford or whoever referred you, okay? We'll be starting shortly. One more minute.
All right.
The conference is now in presentation mode. Your line is muted. Call recording is on.
Saturday, MoreMito Health and Wellness Call. This is Saturday, April 18th, and we are ready to go. My name is Dale Bonet. I'm the president of MoreMito. A little bit about my background. Out of college, I went to work for a company called Procter & Gamble. I went into the food and beverage division, rose into management, had a great time at that company, tremendous brands. If you ever drank Folgers coffee, I've had something to do with that, as well as the introduction of the gourmet flavors of Folgers and Citrus Hill orange juice and a ton of other food and beverage brands. But at one point, I decided to take a deeper dive into health and nutrition. I came into this side of our industry, and I met an incredible human being named Roger Hill. Now, I've met thousands of people over the course of my career and travels.
Again, if you just join us, make sure you get your drinks and your snacks so that you won't miss out on anything. And today's topic is how not to die from heart attacks, cardiovascular issues, circulation problems, cholesterol, and much more.
Roger can do it. And that intellect served him well in his career at NASA. Roger used to hold regular meetings with people you can read about in the history books. And if that wasn't great enough, imagine being recruited away from NASA by the Pentagon. Roger said yes to their request. He spent years at the Pentagon, and during both of those careers, he started doing his own personal deep dive into health and nutrition for personal reasons and family reasons. But as you might expect with the way his mind works, he didn't take the chemical route, the pharmaceutical route. Roger looked at nature. He looked at the synergy when things are combined, and the greater thing that comes from that combination, the unique thing. And listen, he brought his intelligence, his success, his research, and brought it all here to MoreMito and planted his flag. He runs our company. He's our CEO. We're blessed that that's the case. And we're also blessed that
everyone that's joining us.
Brilliant research scientist named Dr. Bevan Elliott. We call him the pride of Clemson. Dr. Bevan has created not just a unique line of products for us, he created the critically important delivery system to get these ingredients not just through your cell walls, but deeper through the walls of your mitochondria. We can actually increase the mitochondria in your body. You're going to find out why that's so critical and important. You also need to understand we are the only products that can do it. We're the only products that can increase your mitochondria, which means what?
Mm-hmm.
Which means you don't run out of our stuff and go to Walmart and get anything like them. You only get them from this company, and people only get them from you.
From us.
And that's why we're on this call. To hear more about all of this, I'm going to turn the call over now to our CEO, Roger Hill. Roger, are you there?
Great to be with you, Dale.
Great to hear you. You're coming through strong and clear. Take it away.
All right, and once again, so great to be with so many of you joining us on this Saturday from wherever in the world you are. You know, every week on our health and wellness calls at MoreMito, it gives us a chance to address various health topics that are pertinent to you, right? In recent weeks, we've talked about a number of things. We talked about inflammation, aging, diet, and mitochondria last week. There's a connection to mitochondria with that. And to some extent, we're going to continue that theme today as we talk about how not to die from heart attacks, cardiovascular issues, circulation problems, cholesterol, and more. But before we get into all of that, let me introduce you to us, especially if you're new. You haven't been on very many of these calls. By now, you might know that we're a nutraceutical company and that we're noted for making some profoundly effective products for people and their pets. There's a very good reason for that. It has to do with this technology that our scientist, Dr. Bevan Elliott, who's been my partner since 2015, what he's created. I think he's actually pioneering a new way to make all of us healthier. How does he want to go about that? He wants to increase the amount of energy that your cells produce. Why does he want to do it? Because everything takes energy, and you know it. You know you don't have as much energy chances as you did when you were young, right?
Right.
The reason for that is that you've been losing what's called mitochondria. That's that component in your cells that produces the energy that your body runs on. You literally run your life with energy produced by your mitochondria. If they all stop working right now, here's how important they are. You would die, okay?
You would drop dead.
But now,
You heard
that
him.
tends not to happen. You just lose it slowly as you go through life, right? For a lot of people, early on, you might have had diseases. If you ever took an antibiotic, they kill mitochondria, okay? They are mitochondria are biotic. How about other diseases you might have encountered? COVID, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, you name it. And these diseases tend to also damage and exhaust your mitochondria, such that by the time you're 80 or 90, let's go to 60 first. By the time you're 60, you have lost half of it. On your way to 5 or 10% by the time you're 80 or 90, okay? So you take all those kinds of things that are accelerating the loss of your mitochondria. It also accounts for the fact that you're not seeing as well. Eyes take a lot of energy. Maybe you're not reading fine print. You got problems with night vision, nearsighted, farsighted, what have you. All mitochondria related because of all the energy your eyes need. Okay? How about that strength and stamina we just talked about? We don't have to talk about that much. We all know we're not spring chickens anymore. Okay? What about the way your body manages its vital systems? You know, your blood pressure, your blood sugar, even your weight has to do with how much mitochondria you have to burn those calories with. Okay? Let's talk about your immune system. It has to protect you from everything, right? Well, how can it do as good a job if you've lost substantial amounts of your mitochondrial energy that's going to drive it with it? Okay, it's got to chase down pathogens. It's got to kill stuff to keep it from killing you. Can't do as good a job with that loss of energy, right? So this is where Dr. Elliott and MoreMito comes in. What we want to do is restore your mitochondria, put it back to a much younger age so your body can simply work better. This technology, by the way, that he developed to do that with is called XDS. It stands for Exponential Delivery System. And it's reorganizing the molecules of those ingredients that you see on our product labels so they don't just get in your bloodstream. Others can do that. But rather all the way into your mitochondria where the real magic can happen. It's going to change your life, okay? Now, that product line is called UltraMito, and that's what Dale is going to come back and talk to you about. Dale.
Thank you, Roger. Listen, everybody, the first product I want to mention is called Rejuvenate. It's our topical cream. It's for your skin. From head to toe, you put it in your hair, massage it into your scalp, and it's for anything that disturbs your skin, a scratch, a scrape, a cut, a bump, a mole, a blemish, anything disturbing your skin. We've got testimonials in the back office to talk about the impact it's had on severe varicose veins, on things like cellulite and stretch marks and even the lines on your face. And it does everything it does because of the way it works. It doesn't just sit on your skin, it soaks through your skin, soaks down to the bone. That means it helps with your muscles, your ligaments, your tendons, and your joints, your back joints, your knee joints, hands and feet. And look, if you or anybody you know has a condition in your hands or feet that can start as tingling and become incredibly severe, you're going to find that Rejuvenate becomes your go-to product for everything I just mentioned and more. Listen to the testimonials. They are wide-ranging and astounding. Next, I want to talk about Restore. Restore 3.0, it's our first third-generation product, and Dr. Bevan has truly created something incredible using a base of two ancient superfoods, olive oil with olive leaf and black seed. They've both been used for thousands of years because of the benefits they provide to the human condition. They mentioned olive oil in the Bible. They found black seed when they opened King Tut's tomb. But Dr. Bevan uses several elements in a unique and special way with olive oil. He uses several elements to tune up and detoxify your cells while increasing your mitochondria. Now, that is unique to us. That is the thing that sets us apart. That's our name, MoreMito, short for mitochondria. As you've heard Dr. Bevan realize, you've been losing it all your life. If we can restore it back to the levels of when you were a kid, guess what? Your body starts to work the way it used to, the way it did before life and the environment started tearing your body down. He uses black seed to increase your energy on a cellular level. Cellular energy doesn't give you jitters, doesn't have shakes. It's not like a hit of caffeine or sugar with a big high followed by a deep valley crash. Cellular energy is steady. That means you live life again to its fullest on your terms without a need to sit on the couch and rest. The disappearance of your brain fog begins. You've got energy to complete a task. Cellular energy is critical, and that's only 2 of the 44 ingredients Dr. Bevan has blended to create Restore. The blending's critical. The proportions are critical. Dr. Bevan will tell you if you take a handful of vitamins, you're lucky if a third are not a complete waste, overpowered and canceled out by other things in that handful of vitamins. Everything has to be in the right proportion to properly support and help all the other ingredients. And then the most important thing is the XDS that lets your body use it like nothing it's ever been able to use before. So understand, this is not just putting a lot of ingredients in a pot, stirring it up, and putting it in a bottle. It takes 8 weeks, start to finish, to make a bottle of Restore. It's like making wine, and the results, again, are astounding. Next, some of the ingredients we need to increase our mitochondria have to be delivered in a dry base. They can't be delivered in a liquid. So we've got these small capsules. They come in a product called Renew Brain and Body. These help support the blood flow in your extremities, in your legs, help the blood flow in the brain, including the firing of the synapses in the brain. They help clear the brain fog, a triad of products then to increase your mitochondria so your body can work like it did when you were a kid. Finally, some of the most important members in our family are the pets that we own. The most viewed videos on the web are pet videos, and they can suffer, and you've seen it. If you've seen a dog that looks hobbled, can hardly walk up and down the stairs, sure as heck is not playing fetch anymore. If you've got a cat that's lethargic, laying around and hacking up fur balls, look, animals suffer. And you can bring your dog quickly back to puppy stage and a cat back to kitten stage if you give them Petlife. Helps with their allergies, helps with their function, and to see them bounce back to kitty and puppy style stage is astounding. Warms the heart. So 4 products: Rejuvenate, Restore 3.0, Renew Brain and Body, and Petlife. There's nothing like what these products do. And to hear more about that, I'm going to turn the call back over to Roger. Roger, take it away.
Thank you, Dale. How not to die from heart attacks, cardiovascular issues, circulation problems, cholesterol, and more. That's our topic today, and it's been the topic of conversation between Dr. Dan and I all week long. You know him as a regular on our call out of Oklahoma City. He's been in the field for decades. He's worked with many professional athletes and celebrities that you would be familiar with: Tom Selleck, Dustin Hoffman, Bo Jackson, John McEnroe. The list is long. Dr. Dan, you know, we started this topic kind of last week when we were talking about inflammation in general, but make it clear to folks. There's a connection there that has to do with mitochondria as well. Talk to us. Go right ahead.
Okay, it's a two-way street. If the mitochondria is not being fed and starting to die faster than it's being replenished, or it's not being energized, or there's not enough mitochondria, it creates an inflammatory state within the cell. And enough of those cells create an inflammatory state within the body. And so when the body is inflamed, when the cytokines in the immune system is inflamed, when different inflammatory hormones are up, then it creates inflammation within the blood vessels. And the LDL cholesterol, don't be afraid of cholesterol, only be afraid of inflamed cholesterol, because the LDL cholesterol is very, very good for your cells and for a number of different reasons. You want good LDL, but if it's been exposed to the inflammation within the arteries, it turns into a BB and becomes a sticky little thing up against the line of the blood vessels. You get enough of that, you get a plaque buildup, and if that breaks off and hits the heart, especially the widowmaker artery that runs down the front of the heart, you can have a heart attack. And they say 1/3 of all heart attacks is your last heart attack. So if you keep the mitochondria healthy,
Hear that?
you don't have that buildup of inflammation. But the mitochondria also, it's not just being fed, it's the things we do to the mitochondria. When we eat too much sugar and starch, we're creating an environment that's inflammatory to the mitochondria. When we take too many antibiotics, the mitochondria is a biotic. It's a type of bacteria that works with our cells. And the most important thing in our cell, on top of the nucleus, and that can be affected by antibiotics or food that has been fed antibiotics. Chickens and cows that are not organic are high in antibiotics, and very, very high, and so you don't cook that out. And then there's the toxins in our environment. It can affect the affect the mitochondria. And there's stress. Dr. Elliott, when he was making the Restore product and the Renew product, he understood that you have to lower the stress levels in the body if the body is going to take care of itself and repair itself. It can't repair itself under a high stress environment. So you have that. Then you have to, if you're not getting enough sleep, like last night, I was woken up by thunderstorms, and I was feeling it a little bit when I was trying to do my show. You have to get your sleep if your brain's going to work quick and well. And then you have to get rid of the processed food. Now, the seed oils are just as inflammatory as the sugar and starches. And the seed oils are peanut oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, corn oil, soy oil, canola oil, and cottonseed oil. But fat itself, good fats, are one of the best things you can do for your body. Olive oil, black seed oil, coconut oil, omega-3 oil, all those are extremely good. Low fat is not doesn't help you avoid heart disease, and low cholesterol doesn't help you avoid heart disease. But lowering inflammation does, and that's what we're about here. Now, they didn't even know about heart disease really until about 1912. It was presented at a medical symposium in England, and it wasn't even accepted the way that we think of today. It was in 1918 when the same doctor who thought he was going to be accepted in 1912 presented the paper again. Then they adopted it because they were starting to see a more prevalence of people grabbing their left arm and falling over dead. And Dr. Paul White, President Eisenhower's doctor, and also Truman, he identified that these were coming from the overuse of processed flour and sugar. And now we know also we didn't have seed oils back then. Our grandparents, great-grandparents cooked with beef tallow. That's what they grilled their stuff with. Now, but when they created the seed oils and margarine, which is very deadly, with butter is very good for you, but margarine is very deadly. They started creating this inflammational state. So the inflammation from the outside environment, and the toxins in the environment, as well as the way we eat, can affect the mitochondria. And the mitochondria can affect the body on its own when it's not being fed what it needs. So we feed it what it needs to stay healthy and keep the inflammation down. So I'll give it to you, Roger.
All right, thank you, Dr. Dan. Okay, so what we're trying to do here at MoreMito is not diagnose, treat, or cure diseases. We really are confident that we have a higher concept. That is to regrow the mitochondria that we talk about every week. So your body can fix you in ways that it could have fixed you before because it just didn't have the energy to do it. And then in this segment of the call, I'll let you hear from folks that have used that technology to regrow their mitochondria and acquaint you with what effects it has had on them. Okay,
This is a technology.
What changed? Basically, what were you concerned about before you were introduced to us, and what changed after? That's all we're saying. That's all we want to present to you, and we'll let you figure it out from there. The first one I want to start with for this topic is Todd Thompson. So Todd Thompson has what's called mitral valve prolapse. You have these valves in your heart separates the chambers of your heart, right? A prolapse is when that valve is protruding up into the chamber above it. Okay, it doesn't make for a good seal. And this is one of these things that is very challenging to address. But listen to how it got addressed in the case of Todd. Let's go with Todd Thompson.
Hi, guys. I just wanted to thank you once again for an awesome call and unbelievable company that's just changing lives. I wanted to say that I did what you said regarding my neuropathy. I did the exercises. I looked them up on YouTube, and I was exercising and putting the MoreMito on, and the neuropathy is just gone. So thank you for your advice on that. I wanted to say that I used to have mitral valve prolapse, and since we're talking about cardiovascular issues, I'm wondering if that valve is corrected itself. If that's even possible. I guess I wouldn't know.
No, the doctor think it's impossible. We've already had other people, right? We've already had other people report that they're sick and things like heart murmur.
Wow.
All of that. Yeah. All of that's possible. Now,
Did y'all hear him say that the doctors think it's impossible?
Right.
Because when you understand mitochondria, then you understand why he made that comment.
Your body's doing with mito, that would be yours and not somebody else's. So, let us know. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we regrow the mitochondria, watch what happens. In the case of Ken Jordan, he had a heart issue he was recovering from. He had this history of blood clots. You got that, you're not going to have the stamina. Your circulation is going to be impaired. Okay? Your body's trying to fix it. Here's what happens when you add to that energy.
I've had blood clots, you guys.
Blood clots.
This is what changed that.
I had them 15 years ago, and they put me on a blood thinner, warfarin, Coumadin, for about 2.5 years, and they took me off and put me on a low-dose bear. I was fine for about, 8, 9, 10 years. And about 3 years ago, I started having trouble breathing. Went to my doctor, and they thought I had a cold. Well, I was under this system, Beaumont, and they treated me for a cold and sinus problems, and I wasn't getting any better. A friend of mine, retired medical doctor under Henry Ford's another system, told me to get away from them and go to Henry Ford with a doctor he practiced with, and I did. Blood clots had returned. And went from my legs to my lungs to my heart. And they told me because it didn't let go so long, I had to have heart surgery March of last year. They did open heart surgery. They got 90% of the clots. By doing the surgery, they told me if I didn't have the surgery, I would have a year, 2 years at the most to live. And so I had the surgery, and then they also told me that 10% was in the arteries that they couldn't reach with the surgery. So I had to have 8 angioplasties from January through June of this year, every 2 weeks. They finished it in June, and
so you have this history of blood clots, and apparently you were still having some issues right before you were introduced to Mito.
Correct.
Is that my understanding?
This is
That's
Mito.
exactly right.
Okay. All right. Next question, Ken. What, if anything, has changed in your health since you started using Mito?
What I'm saying is this. I'm able to walk further distance. I'm able to do 20 minutes on the treadmill and increase the speed without being out of breath. I'm able to go another 20 on the stepper machine without being out of breath. I mean, I'm able to walk from the parking lot at the church into the building, which is about like walking 2 blocks. without being out of breath. So I'm seeing that now that, so those are the differences I'm seeing.
If I heard you correctly, you were having problems with your stamina.
Correct.
You were out of breath.
Correct.
You started on Mito. Now, next question.
Those of y'all in
How long
sports,
after
you want more
started on
stamina?
Mito,
You want to get on
notice
Mito.
your stamina increase at all?
Increase that strength and that stamina.
I'll say about a month.
Okay.
I'll say about a month, a solid month, because I started taking 3 times a day.
Okay, and at that point, you were taking how much?
I would take 4 tablets a day, and then the liquid I was drinking, and I didn't measure it with a teaspoon. I would just drink it right out the bottle.
Okay.
2 to 3 times a day.
All right. So, were you using Rejuvenate at all? The cream?
The cream, yeah, I use that on my legs, my joints, and my arms, elbows, and maybe knee area, yes.
Were you having any discomfort in those areas?
Yeah, swelling in both legs, and in my knee area, then from my knees on down, primarily, from knees on down,
Right.
and also some in my feet.
Well, did it continue to hurt, or did that change also?
It got better.
Okay.
It got
All
better.
right. Did you notice anything else other than your discomfort level and your stamina? Perhaps your mental acuity, maybe your elimination. Was there anything else that you might have noticed change after you started using Mito?
Yes, I was going to the bathroom often,
Okay.
doing that thing.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing that, Ken. I really appreciate it.
Okay, no problem.
So part of the elegance of this approach, regrow your mitochondria, let your body fix you, is that everybody has multiple issues that they're concerned about. You heard that from Ken, you heard it from Todd before him, and you heard it from everybody else that you hear presented on here, right? Your body is trying to fix all these things. So it's not like you got to have something with one thing, something else with another thing, and risk, conflicts and, side effects and all of that. Your body in concert will try them all. And certainly Yanni Lockwood needed that. She has AFib. This is one of these issues that you have with an electrical problem with your heart's not beating a regular rhythm. You have that fluttering going on. It can affect your stamina. That's what Yanni was going through. I'm talking to Yanni Lockwood. Ronnie, I talked to you about 4 months ago, and we were talking about your health concerns regarding your heart. Can you kind of remind me of where your heart was then and where it is now?
Yeah, I had have AFib, I guess, and I would get every 18 months or so, I'd have a major episode, but throughout the month, I'd have minor episodes several times throughout the month.
Now, you've continued to stay on Mito since then. So what happens between the last time I talked to you now? Or how is it now compared to when I talked to you last?
It's actually it's maintained pretty much the same as it was then. So now if I have an episode, it's usually much lighter. It never affects me like it did before, even when I had the minor episodes. It still is, it's less than that. And I don't think it's ever lasted more than an hour, and it's never been so much that I have to sit and rest. It's really different than it was.
You may have minor ones, I surmise now, but what percent is that compared to before?
The minor ones, I would say probably 10% of what it used to be before.
It just seems like your heart's healthier.
It is, definitely.
What else do you notice in terms of strength, stamina, endurance, any of those things that a person typically would think about where the heart's concerned?
Well, I'm a lot more energy than I used to. I don't know. I'm just walking the dog a lot more, and running, I don't run a lot, but I do, I run more than I ever have.
How old are you?
68.
Go, Yanni. Not many people running at 68.
Right.
68 years
and
old.
I don't run a lot. I mean, there's some people who run a lot, and I'm not that. But you know, I like to when I take the dog for a walk, I usually include some running in that. So.
Okay.
And that's unusual for me. I've not done that before.
All right. So you just use our stuff if you want to be like Lily Franklin, 86, something in her 80s, out playing basketball with the kids. You know, this is a real thing. This is a very real thing. This mitochondrial energy we're talking about every week, that's what you run your life with. Well, you're not going to run it very long, very well, or very far on limited mitochondria, okay? But there's an answer for it. When the heart got it, when the heart comes to us, having had a life of heart issues cause you, and when you got a heart problem, you can't breathe well, okay? Mm-hmm. You really can't. Mm-hmm. But it was his eyes that triggered this encounter with Handy Randy and brought him in contact with our technology. Let's appreciate what Wendell had to tell us about that.
Wendell, you had a heart condition really from the time you were in high school on, and you went on to become a All-American basketball player and had a great experience that way. But you were left with this lingering heart problem still, and as I understood it affected your breathing. It's kind of like what's shutting you down. So if you would, give us a little bit of insight into that, and then talk about, because you came to us, right, you came to us initially because you had a vision issue. You were losing part of your vision in your eye. You got on our plan for that reason, but you also discovered that it affected that heart issue that also affects your breathing. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, Roger, initially I came because I had damaged my retina, and so I started taking the product.
You can hear his testimony on the Health Award Show with Stephanie.
I had a heart problem so long. I kind of like breathing. I just learned to live with it. It started when I was like my last year in high school. I received an athletic scholarship to go to Boise State University. And along with the application, I had to take a physical exam. So I took the physical exam, the doctor exam. He told me he certainly told me about playing sports, particularly basketball, because it was so strenuous. And he told me if I played, then I would probably suffer consequences. And I thought, well, coming out of the hood, I had no choice. Either I could go to college or I would have to die. Because that's just my life was structured at that time. So I went on. When I got to college, I know the exercises and getting in shape was very strenuous for me. So what I would do, I just kind of cheat. I cut off the court. But I learned to live with that for years, you know. Then after I graduated, I got a chance to maybe people looking at me from the NBA. And I thought about it, but I knew that things were strenuous until ducking with it was exercise. So when I started taking this product, like I said, I took it for my eyes and retina. But then I noticed I had pain one morning, so someone told me, says, why don't you get up and try the out yourself? And I thought, you know, somebody lived for so long. So I got up, I said, okay, I took it. And I noticed from that day forth, I have not had any pain. And I go, wow, you know, my breathing, because you see, when you have chest pain, it affects everything, you know, your lungs, your breathing. Because I couldn't really get in shape. And I know that the guys run up down the court all day long, but I just couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. But after this now, of course, right now, I'm pain-free. No pain. Out of 50 years now, no pains in my heart. But now when I go out there, I have no pains in my knees. My heart is clear. I'm breathing. I can see better. Like I said, I'm 74 years old. I think I'm 30. I feel good. I'm in shape. I work out every day now. Wow.
74 but feels 30.
Now,
I'm getting on
my
Mito.
Store now, I'm like a junkie. I can't be without it. I won't be without it. Thank you, Wendell.
He said he's like a junkie, but this is a good thing to be a junkie for because this is a natural food, okay? It's not a drug.
Okay, so
we're all junkies of it now.
Imagine that you got
junkies of MoreMito.
Heart failure, and you get cancer too. There's a connection there. We talked about that last week. We talked about it this week. It's an inflammatory connection. But your heart is like 90% blocked. You're feeble. You're weak. You know, you should be home in bed, you look like. Well, that's how Reverend Enoch's wife looked when I met her 2017. First generation technology. We didn't even have Restore back in that day. I've got the pleasure of speaking with Reverend Enoch. Reverend Enoch, a few years ago, when I first met you, this is probably 2017, 2018. Your wife Shirley was introduced to us, and she had a very serious health challenge. Could you please tell me what that was and how it was affecting her at that time?
Well, first of all, my wife, in her 70s, very, very frail, was a diabetic at that time. She had challenges with her heart arteries. She had gone to the doctors, was having challenges, and the doctors examined her and discovered that her arteries in her heart were 90% blocked. So they had to operate. But she's a very frail individual, and I said she's a diabetic, and they knew that if they operated on her, it was possible they would lose her on the table. We were preparing for the operation, and one of my wife's girlfriends, Mindy, brought us to Roger Hill and to see if he had a product that could help her. Well, we asked this product he had, the MoreMito product, could help her, and I know you couldn't answer that at that time, but we were going to give it a try. So they did give us some of the medication. Sorry about that, the supplement. And she took it over a 3-day period. And when she got to that point where she was going to have the operation, they had to look at her once more. And when they did, I am glad they did, because they discovered that her arteries in her heart went from 90% blockage down to 50%. When they saw it was at 50%, they knew it was possible they were going to lose her. They decided not to operate. I know for a fact that saved my wife's life. And she's been better for that. Her arteries were cleared out to the point where she felt better. She was feeling more energetic. And I know that this product saved her life.
Went from 90% down to 50% blockage. Did y'all hear that?
Thursday, that was when Minnie brought her in and introduced us. We were and I can tell you, she was frail. She sat in front of us, had the weakest voice you can imagine, and we told her honestly, we don't want to be the last person to lie to you. We don't know if what we have can help you or not. Okay, so we tried. The operation was scheduled for that following Tuesday. We're in a different location on a Thursday, and you were there, and she came in, and so that was the questions like, you know, why are you here? Because we were expecting you to have that operation. We didn't expect to see you again so soon. And she was really, you and she both were like really upbeat spirits at that point, as I recall.
Amen. I thought I was going to lose her. Amen.
Yeah. So that's just remarkable that we had the technology even at that time that by regrowing mitochondria we could, you know, see people reporting those kinds of differences. And thank you for sharing, Reverend Enoch. I really appreciate it.
All right, my brother, you have a great day on purpose. Thank you. Her breath, and we knew that we had a product that was doing fantastic things in her body, and we were going to give it a try. So we tried the MoreMito, and that tumor shrank and shrank and shrank, and it got to the point where they could not even see it any longer on the screens, and we knew that that MoreMito product had cured her of her cancer. She lived a number of years after that, but that was the turning point in her life. MoreMito had come through for her twice.
Okay, so MoreMito does not cure anything, right?
In reality, her mitochondria did that curing. All we did was regrow the mitochondria.
That's what we do. We regrow mitochondria. Your body knows how to cure itself.
Mitochondria back and give the body the power that it needs. The body does what God designed it to do. It repairs itself.
That's right.
So thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Yes. You need to get yours.
And thank you for sharing, Reverend Enoch. I really appreciate it.
All right, my brother, you have a great day.
If you have any questions, you can put your questions in the comments, and we'll get your questions
Okay,
answered.
I hope you will make that distinction as well as you talk to people about what we have and what our technology does. Okay, we don't do conditions, right? We do mitochondria. You know, for us to go farther than that would be like taking credit for God.
Right.
We don't want
and
to
we don't do that.
Okay.
You heard it from our
Hargrove.
CEO, Mr.
So
Roger
Norman
Hill,
comes
okay?
to us early on, and he left. You know, we keep the light on for you, right? He came back, okay, as others have done. Every week somebody is. And he's going to share a story with you that I hope you find compelling. So let's hear from Norman Hargrove. So Norman was diabetic for a long time, had a lot of health issues, and you heard his interview. We just turned a lot of things around in Norman's life. Norman, you there? Can you talk?
I'm here, Rod.
All right. Now, you have a really good perspective on it because you came for a while, you like a prodigal son, you came back and have just re-engaged with us. It has a really, really amazing story. You're one of those people who have a lot of different things going on with them in their health. What would you share or say to somebody who's like that, where you got a lot of issues and you're hoping to get them addressed? What would your comment be to them, Norman?
You know, Rod, I was just sitting here thinking about that. We pray that we get a solution to our problems, and God gives us a gift, and we leave it on the table and walk away and just leave the gift there and never open it. So I'm trying to think of what I can really say.
Did y'all hear him?
But I can't
so many
think
people
of
have been
this.
told
I
about the
think I
products,
have
okay?
more
I've personally
myself.
told so many people,
I
and they
probably
leave it on the
would've been
table because they never looked
And
at
I'm just
anything,
saying
okay?
it
That's what he
because
means by that.
I had a stroke also about 3 years ago, and I wouldn't wish that on nobody. And I didn't have a terrible stroke, but I had a stroke nonetheless. And I tell you what, I felt terrible. I lost my balance. I started hurting all over. I mean, there were so many things associated with that stroke. And you know what? When I got back on the Mito, because I was not sick when I left, but I came back sick, but you know what? I had a place to come to, and I got rid of all those things. And I don't think nobody ever noticed that I had heart failure as well, and it helped me to even accomplish getting away from heart failure. I mean, I had I was really going down, and this helped to bring me back up.
Well, thank you for sharing that. It's
So
something
did y'all
that
hear that?
everybody needs to
He
hear
was
and
on the
understand,
product.
that your body can really do all this stuff. We had Bill Critchfield, for example, came to work here with 18 medications, right? Not on any. How many medications were you on?
I think about 7 or 8, but I'm not on any right now.
They had me on 18 or 20,
And
y'all.
I don't ever want to go through what I went through in the past, but I tell you what, thank goodness for MoreMito.
So y'all heard him say he was
All
on
right.
it, he got off of it,
Norman Hargrove.
then
Thank
had
you,
some
Norman.
other issues, and he knew to get back on it,
Okay,
so that his body
so
could
that's
fix
the
itself
reality. If you
by building his
regrow your
mitochondria up with the
mitochondria,
Mito.
that myriad of situations you may be facing, and plus the ones you haven't found out about yet, are what your body's going to be busy about addressing. You know, give it a chance to do that, and give it a chance to do that with your pets as well. You know,
Yes.
we do a lot for pets. We have our Petlife product. We've got a great advocate from Ireland, Mick McQuillan. We look forward to hearing from every week. Mick and Kate got an amazing business out of Ireland called Pet.
They can use a Petlife and straight
They
rejuvenate
partner with us. You see
for the
there.
pets.
Film them on all of our pet bottles. Mick, you with me today?
Hey, Roger, how you doing?
Okay.
So you just caught me in the middle of cooking with talent. Then I put it down. I'm telling you. I love that. Yeah, but incredible, incredible. So what a great call. You know, like I learned so much on these calls. But listen, before I get into that, my name is Mick McQuillan. And of course, I love joining this call on a Saturday. You know, myself and my wife, we have this amazing business called Pet Sitters Island. It's Ireland's largest, most recommended, most trusted in-home pet care company. You know, we've delivered well over 500,000 pet care services to thousands and thousands of customers. But what that company really does is help pet owners feel better about something that makes them feel bad. And it's one of the reasons why I love the Petlife product so much, you know, is because it does exactly that. It did that for me. You know, my dog Coco, if you're here for the first time, you've not heard my story, maybe if you're here a lot, you hear me all the time, right? But it's, you know, but it's just a great story. you know, my dog Coco, she was 12 years old. She could barely get up the stairs. I'm standing in the kitchen now and I'm looking at the stairs where she used to kind of drag herself up. You know, she'd be pulling up herself up by her front legs, and her back legs were just acting as stabilizers, you know, and it was hard to watch. And we were looking for something. You know, we didn't want to go down the traditional kind of vet route. We'd done that before, and, you know, it just wasn't working out for us or for Coco, you know. But we were looking. Were we desperate? Maybe. Sometimes you have to be desperate until you're ready to make a change or do something different. But we were skeptical, you know, but you know, we found this company on the internet, and I actually rang Roger up and asked him about the product, you know, and Dale sent us this little care package, and it was incredible, you know, like, to be honest, we didn't really know what to do, right? Just like the other guy, I was drinking out of the bottle, right? And, you know, I give it to my dog Coco, 10 o'clock one Sunday morning, at 5 o'clock that night, she just ran up the stairs, and Kate and I were looking at each other, and like, can this be real? Is this really what's happening? You know, we're just not sure, but it just kept getting better and better and better, you know? And, you know, it really did give Coco, you know, more life, you know, and it was just incredible. And, you know, look, I don't know if that's going to work for you and your pets, right? I don't know. But all I can do is tell you how it worked for me and my pets. And it made a massive difference in my dog's life. You know, it helped me feel better about something that was making me feel bad. And, you know, we all want to feel better about something. We all want better. You know, maybe this is a better thing for you to fit into your life. No, I can't. It's not my job to convince you this is for you. And I would never try and do that. But maybe just ask yourself this. You know, do you want to change? Do you want, you know, like, do you want to be able to run around like that 68-year-old lady? I want that. You know, do you want, you know, your arteries to be cleared and your heart to be more healthy? I want that. Who doesn't want these things? You know, look, if you're new and you're here for the first time, I just encourage you to get back to that person who invited you to this call, you know, and ask them what your next steps are, if any. Because, look, it's up to you what you decide to do. It really is. But if you're looking for something, if you're looking for better health, better happiness, you know, better wealth, maybe you might find, you know, 2 or 3 of those things right here. You don't
building
know.
your mitochondria.
All you can do is check it out. That's what Roger says. All you can do is check it out. You know, mix it with your DNA and see what happens. Well, why don't you mix this with your DNA? Why don't you mix your DNA with the DNA of MoreMito and see what happens, you know, in your life? It could be incredible. It could be a new chapter, a new beginning. Roger, thank you so much.
Click the link in the description
inspired to be here. I
below
love being here. I
to
love
create your free customer website. Or if somebody else referred you, get back with the person that referred you.
Why not? I love it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mick. All right. So let me kind of recap what we're doing. Then we're going to give you a treat. We're going to let you hear from Dr. Joyce Scott in a minute. So our process is really straightforward. You've lost the energy from your mitochondria that you used to have when you were younger, and as a result, your body in various ways has started to fail and do so prematurely in many instances. And so other instances, maybe you took some damage. You had an accident or some disease or something happened, okay? Either way, what we've learned over 10 years of doing this, that if you regrow your mitochondria, your body can do an amazing job of fixing you and making you better. Dr. Elliott, my partner,
this is how you regrow it.
Made this breakthrough. He figured out how to do that.
For the
he
humans,
coded those signals that your body sends, the ones that have gotten weaker, that were telling your mitochondria to grow and maintain themselves. He found substitutes for those in nature. That was a step in the right direction. But other people are taking that step too and didn't get the results you heard today. Why? Because those signals are weak. He created this XDS technology to make them much, much stronger. So much stronger that the stories that you heard were produced. Okay? So that's what we want to do. Give you a chance to take advantage of that technology. You see what it does, so you put it together with your DNA and see what your body comes up with, and then share your story like you've heard other people do. This particular topic today, talking about your heart is really a part of the cardiovascular system, right? And we got into this last week. We were talking about inflammation and whatnot. And we gave you some tips. We gave you the magic oatmeal and all of that. And we'll touch on that a little bit again today. But bottom line, let me take you through these products. So that technology is in our product line. The first one is called Restore. Restore is a oil-based product. It has two amazing superfoods at its base. We're talking about olive oil and black seed oil. They're of a quality that you can't find at your grocery store. We source them internationally. There's a total of 44 ingredients in there. Why? Because we got to touch every organ system. Different organs you have, like your gut, for example, has special needs, your brain, your eyes, and so forth. So we touched all of those. And with this technology applied to it for 2 months, we have arrived at this Restore product that you heard people talk about the results of in the interviews we shared with you today. Then there's Renew Brain and Body. You need to renew brain and body because everything that Bevan needs to restore your mitochondria isn't oil-based. Some of it's water-soluble. So we needed to pull in those water-soluble ingredients, so we put them in the capsules. And the brain aspect of brain and body are some additional ingredients that really benefit your brain, okay, that we can all use. That third one is called Rejuvenate. It's a topical gel or cream. It's highly recommended for anything that affects your hair, your scalp, or your skin, any place on your body, face to feet. If you got a bump, a scratch, a mold, some irritation, a scar, it might have been there for over a decade. You want to use that, right? But it doesn't stop with skin issues. This penetrates all the way to the bone. Huge breakthrough. So if you've got mobility issues, aching or hurting in your joints, okay, it's going to be a godsend along with the other products. We offer these all to you in bundles that save you money, right? Because in order for you to get the full mitochondrial effect, you need the water-soluble ingredients, you need the oil-soluble ingredients that in Restore and so on. You need to rejuvenate, be able to mix some of that Restore in it and put it right where you need it, on that knee, on that back, on that elbow, on the back of your neck, on the side of your head if you got an autistic child, okay, that you want to have evolve and grow in ways that it couldn't before, okay? So that's
somebody
our
autistic,
approach.
you need to share this
That's our
information
package.
with
We
them,
hope you'll
okay?
take advantage of it. And then you have these health and wellness calls that we do that we go deeper into these topics like we're going to do now. So, again, the aspect that corresponds with last week is this cellular component, a part of inflammation, like failing mitochondria is where this starts. But there's things that you can do in your diet, right? There's things you can do. You ate your way into this inflammation, and there's some things that you can change in your diet that would really, really be beneficial. On the back office, for those of you affiliated with us, you can go back there and look back about February. You hear what we talked about in Magic Oatmeal. I started that back in late December, mid to late December. I was having a blood pressure episode. This morning, my blood pressure was 100/69, okay? And my driver's license says I'm a senior citizen, but I don't think that's senior citizen blood pressure. That's blood pressure of a teenager, right? And there's no reason you can't have that health too. But we came up with another way to do this, or another way to help do this. We're going to call that the magic hibiscus tea. That's what Dr. Joy is going to talk to you about. Dr. Joy, you with me?
This is why y'all want to be affiliated with us, okay? Because we not only show you how to build your mitochondria up with our products, but we also show you other healthy things that you can do to help improve your health.
We're going to make that magical hibiscus tea.
Y'all see we have several doctors involved.
And it's going to help with all these things we're talking about today, the heart health like cholesterol, strokes, high blood pressure. Yes, so we're going to start with a cup of tea. We're going to find those hibiscus flowers with that deep red color. We're going to steep it in some very hot water for about 5 minutes. Now, what we won't do, we won't boil it because it'll make it a little bit bitter. This recipe is going to be in your back office, so you could jot it down now if you like. And so we put the tea itself in your cup. We're going to top it with some coconut oil because we want it to taste good like coffee does to some people, you know. We want it to be creamy. We're going to first add some ginger, like a teaspoon of the powder, or you can slice it thinly.
Ginger's healthy for
and we all know what that does. Ginger lowers your cholesterol, lower high blood pressure. It won't let your blood, create these blood clots. And it stops those racing heartbeats, strokes and heart attacks. That's just coming from the ginger alone. Okay.
Awesome.
And so then we're going to put in a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon. Make sure you have Ceylon cinnamon. And what it's doing is protecting your capillaries so you don't have those breakthrough like aneurysm. And it reduces your blood pressure. We got turmeric powder. And
Turmeric.
the turmeric, we're going to make sure you follow behind it with that black pepper. Grind your little black pepper there so you can get the helpful benefits from any kind of inflammation in your heart from the turmeric. And we're going to add some collagen for your muscles. You know, while we know that we have to exercise to grow mitochondria, well, you may as well feed those muscles, and this collagen is going to help your knees and joints so you can get out there and run and walk every day. So, but the collagen is going to it's going to make it creamy and taste really good, and it's good for those joints as well, since we've got to exercise anyway. Okay, and so then we're going to come behind that, put a little bit of honey, and look, we may as well put some, we are going to put some bone broth. Oh, yes, we've been trying to figure out what to do with this bone broth. And so, yes, it's going to help grow your bones so you can get to that exercise a whole lot easier. Now, these recipes are going to definitely be in the back office for you to make that cup of magical hibiscus tea, and and enjoy it every day. Make it your morning breakfast so you can get out to that walk. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Joy. I did that this morning. I do that every day. You know, I love it, love it, love it. When you prepare the way she told you about, for example, those typical ingredients like a cinnamon, so they work so much better. You've got that healthy fat and that coconut oil helping to get through into your bloodstream, amazing stuff.
So we got
so with that,
magic oatmeal. We
they're
got
amazing. The
eye salad. And now we got the hibiscus tea. Okay.
Thank you, Roger. Listen, everybody,
get this information
these
from
incredible
MoreMito,
products
right?
at MoreMito.com, MoreMito.com. Then a / type in your username and hit enter. You're going to be at your website now. You know it's your site because your name is at the top of the page, so is your phone number, your email address, even your WhatsApp number if you put that there. And this is where you send people after you've initially told them about the product. Tell them what you've heard. If you use it, tell them what you've experienced. Tell them what you know, and they can go to your website and learn more. They can read the ingredient list. They can read about XDS. They can look at the labels that are on the products. They can see a selection of testimonials. They can see, pictures of a guy who was balding and the balding's all filled in. They learn more at your site, but most important, they purchase. They can't buy from the company. They can only buy from you. That's where they do it. They go to your website and make their purchase. But there's one more thing they can do. They can join you.
Yes,
we created a one-of-a-kind product line. You know that from what you heard today. We created a one-of-a-kind company to support it. There's no cost to join MoreMito. We don't charge you to tell people about the product. We think that's criminal. We don't do it. You join for free. You stay here for free. There are no monthly fees. That website I just told you about, the one with your name that belongs to you, that's free. We don't charge you for the website. And listen, we don't even force you to be on auto ship.
My website looks like.
Make purchases.
This is just yours. Will look the same, just with your information on it.
Remuneration program like nothing you've ever seen before. We don't pay once a month. We don't pay once a week. We don't pay once a day. Once you're a verified member with us, we've checked your phone number and your email to confirm you're legit. Every time somebody purchases, your compensation's in your back office just that quick for you to spend and utilize. If you've joined us as a referring customer, you get Mito Cash. You use it internally. Pay for your product. Pay for your shipping. Send it to other people. Mito Cash is phenomenal. If you're outside the country, you're able to make purchases at the U.S. rate, not worrying about the financial conversion from your country's currency to U.S. It's tremendous. But you can upgrade. You can upgrade to a paid rep. There's no charge for that either. You're probably seeing a pattern here. And when you're a paid rep, you can send it to our Stripe Connectivity ACH to your bank, to a bank outside the U.S. You can send it to PayPal. You can send it to your Venmo card. And again, be using it quickly. We've got a testimonial in the back office. Dan Wade's wife was spending money from the Venmo card 10 minutes after a purchase happened. We do things different, but we think we do things in a logical way, a way that makes sense, the way you would do it if you were setting something up. So we've got a support team to help you. They've been taking calls already all day today. They take calls 6 days a week. And if you call that number at the bottom of your website and you don't get a human, if you get a recording, it's just because everybody's busy. Leave a message. You're going to get a call back. Nobody does that. Amazon's never called me back. In fact, I have to talk to them through emails.
You call into 509-593-3300. Again, the customer service number is 509-593-3300.
Questions, we're here to support you. Got a question about signing somebody up?
Again, 509-593-3300. Customer service.
Not everybody's great with the computer.
Monday through Saturday.
So we're here to help you. Anything you need, we're here. So let's review. We've got a one-of-a-kind product. Think of the testimonials you heard today. Doctors putting off operations on a heart because the blockage decreased. That's pretty dramatic and incredible.
It is.
And it happens from these products. We created a one-of-a-kind company to support those products, the support team. We've done everything we can do except the one thing that's up to you. You've got to tell people about it. You've got to tell the people you interact with. You're surrounded by people with eyesight issues, blood pressure issues, diabetes issues, things you may not even know about. Everybody's life and everybody's pocketbook could be better if you'll just tell them it's here. You don't have to get a yes. You don't have to force them to submit to you. Just tell them it's here. Common sense takes over. And goodness sakes, we're here to help you. Roger, if I left anything out, let me know. I'm going to turn it back to you.
Along with that free customer website, we have a free app. If you go to your Play Store or your App Store and put in MoreMito, you can download the MoreMito app, and you have a lot of wonderful things that you can do from that.
You know what Dale just said.
Your username and password that it'll ask for is the same one that you use to create your free customer website. Is that not awesome?
See how it fixes you, okay? Maybe you've got a particular health concern, or maybe you just want to be as healthy as you can possibly be. Either way, we know that having more mitochondria is going to help you with that. Also, more people need to hear what you've been hearing today. We're really trying to get the word out about this technology. Who does not need to know about what you've been learning today, okay? So we created it because a lot of people need to earn something so that they can make their product more affordable. Others want to use it because they got friends and family members they want to help. Shout out to all of you who have shared thousands, in some instances, tens of thousands of that you've earned to help other people. I've never been in a company where that's been the case. Okay. Then furthermore, some of you want to do some other things in life. Well, what better way than to help people with their mitochondria as your means of getting there? Maybe you even want to be cash flow independent. That means that you got more money coming in this month and it takes to pay the bills this month, and you don't have a workforce, okay? Because you help so many people that are still purchasing with us, all right? Either way, if your ambitions are anywhere along that you just want to help people, period, by all means, affiliate with us and let's see what we can do together, okay? All right. Okay, so as these hands are going up, I'm going to start with a question that I got from Dan Wade. Dan, you sent this to me, Dale, or you or Annette sent this to me. And the question they had was, let me get back to this so I can read it as we get these hands going.
Remember, if you have questions, put your questions in the comments, and we'll get your questions answered.
I hope you're well. I really want to try MoreMito, but the only thing I have a hard time with is how does it know the difference between a cancer cell and a normal cell?
Great question. Wow.
Let me read you what I typed in back. Put an answer to that. I want to know how our technology knows the difference between a normal cell and a healthy cell. The answer is it does not know the difference between a cancer cell and a healthy cell.
Sure doesn't.
Nor is it necessary for it to have that kind of intelligence.
Right.
That's because your body already possesses all that intelligence. It has
Body
killer cells called
knows.
NKs,
Mm-hmm.
natural killers, for example, that are cancer cells 24/7. But let me digress. To begin with, everyone's body produces thousands of cancer cells every day.
Y'all hear that? Daily.
The reason you don't know about it is because that's how effective your body's immune system has been at taking them out.
Mm-hmm.
However, as we lose mitochondria, probably 50% by the time you're 60, your body's losing the ability to vigorously go after abnormal cells, including cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention the inflammatory diet many of us eat, lack of exercise, and other lifestyle-related issues. Let's make this simple. We rehab your mitochondria with some very special technology. Your body takes it from there, using the systems and resources that it
This is the
already
technology.
has. That's it. That's all we do. Okay?
Simple.
How you like that, Dale?
I like it. Great answer.
That was
we don't
a
need to know
great
the difference in your
question.
body.
And of course, an awesome answer. Because our body knows how to fix itself.
Absolutely.
Once you give it the right things, build
That
your
gave us a chance to
mitochondria
get just about
That's
the
one of the
double
right things you
digits
need
on
to
that
do.
panel if
Another
put
right
our
thing you
hands
need to
up.
do is
We better
build it
go
up with
pay
the MoreMito
attention.
products. Because it's
All right,
natural.
why don't
It's
we
considered a
start
food.
with
Your body knows how to take it from
that
there.
wireless
That's the way
call from
God designed it.
Philadelphia. The number ends in 6677.
For the people
Wireless
products, for
caller, I've
people,
unmuted
and
you.
for
Give
the
us your
pets.
name
Because
and ask your
people have
question.
mitochondria and pets have mitochondria. So it's the
Hello?
same thing.
Hello, who's this?
Yeah, this is Reverend Margaret. I'm calling from Philadelphia. I have a question. I've been using my contract. I had a 0-stage breast cancer. I've been using the medicine. But when I went down to check, there were conflicts of information. The one tell me they can't find it. Another one tell me that it increased like 1.5 increase. Before was 1.5, now it's 3.5. So I continue to
She has
use
breast cancer.
the
One doctor
products
said
I
one
have
thing,
from
another
you
doctor said
guys.
something else.
And also, last time when I went for the blood work, they find out was the MCH is a little bit lower. Because I quit eating the red meat and I go on like a vegetarian mode, and also my TSH is really low. Is 0.005. So I don't know how I can increase my TSH, maybe the food product or something like that.
Okay. Let me respond, please. First of all, I'm really struggling to clearly understand what you're saying.
Yeah, because she's so low.
Could you clearly say your name again, please?
My name is Reverend Margaret Awit. I'm calling
Reverend
from
Margaret.
Philadelphia.
Reverend Margaret, say your last name one more time.
Awiti is AWITI.
Okay, in Philadelphia.
Okay. So I am.
In Philly.
I'm trying to rewrite this down. Yeah, I got it. So I'm going to call you later so we can have a fuller conversation. Here's what I'll tell you right now. Because I couldn't clearly understand it, and I think I need to be able to hear you clearly. But in general, here's the first thing I want to know. How much of our Mito product are you taking?
I'm taking four drops 3 times a day, and the pills I take twice a day. One capsule twice a day, and I'm apply the product.
Okay. Now you said you're concerned with breast cancer, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And when you said that you take the drop, that dropper has markings on it, right? The top marker says 1 ml. Are you pulling it all the way up to there?
Yes.
Okay. And you're doing that, so you're doing 4 droppers 3 times a day.
Yes, I do the 2. I think I can say it's 4 ml 3 times a day.
Okay, so you're doing 12 for the day. 3 times 4 is
Yes.
12. That's what you're doing. Okay, that's good.
Yes.
You're taking a single capsule twice. That's 2 capsules a day, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to suggest that you double the number of capsules to 4. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, with respect to the Rejuvenate, exactly how are you using that?
Uh-huh.
How are you using that? Are you putting the Restore in the Rejuvenate?
Yes. Yes, and
Okay.
apply on the affected
Yes. How many times a day are you applying?
Let's say 3 times.
Okay.
She can
4,
do that
5,
more.
6 times a day is not too many. Okay, let's turn that up. Let's do that more time, twice as many times as you're doing it right now. Okay, like every time you get a chance. If you gotta go to work, take it with you. Okay, go to the bathroom and apply it. You need to feed those cells more frequently so they can fight the fight that they need to fight. Okay.
If you don't want to take the big jar
The
of
rest of it, I'm
Rejuvenate
going
Gel,
to talk to you
we have
about
the minis.
offline. There's some dietary
So you
things
can
that
use
are
the
going to be
minis
very
as well.
helpful. You alluded to that in your question that I want to let you know about. Okay? So I'm taking a screenshot right now. Dale,
So
you
for
take
you
another one.
men, this can easily fit in your pocket. Same thing with women.
I got it.
Okay, where is my, come on, screenshot. Oh, yeah, okay. Get my screen together here. Give me one moment.
But as you can see, she was already taking several doses of the Restore All, which was great. She was only taking 1 dose of the Renew Body and Mind, so he told her to turn it up. And she was using this a few times, but she can turn it up. So you can take multiple.
Okay.
Okay.
You can take multiple, and you'll never take too much. You cannot overdose on this because this is considered a food. Okay. So if just 1 dose, and you want to turn it up so you can get even better results, you can take as much as you want. So like when she said she's taking 3 doses a day of the Restore All. So he told her to do the same thing with this, right? So if you're going to take 3 doses a day, you're going to need 3 bundles a month, okay? 3, this is 1 bundle. She's going to need 3 bundles a month, okay? In order to take 3 doses and so on. 4 doses, 2 doses, etc., okay? But you can turn it up as much as you want, especially if you have something serious going on. Not that anything is not serious, but if you have something real serious that's going on, like she said, breast cancer, you want to take it multiple times.
I am so free of pain, nothing there. It was throbbing me last night. I couldn't go sleep, but now I'm really good. It's amazing, and I'm so pleased about it. And I think MoreMito is so simple. 3 things you have to connect with. That's all, and nothing else. Many other companies have a lot more different products, so it's wonderful. And I'm so pleased I got it, that I can actually say she shouldn't be running. And I'm going to do a 10K run next month, so halfway run or something. And it's wonderful.
Isn't that awesome? He's getting ready to do a 10K run.
Go on, Biat. So Biat, what was that condition? What happened in the middle of the night that was hurting you like that? What was it? I couldn't clearly hear.
What do you mean? Sorry.
You said you had this pain last night. What kind of pain was it? What was going on?
It was on my left foot. On the bunion was hurting me, and it was throbbing me. But it doesn't throb anymore. It's gone. Everything's gone. I mean, I never experienced that so quick.
So he had pain in his left foot.
Your body can
that was
manage
paining
that
him.
much better.
He used the products, and now it's not paining him
So
anymore.
much stuff in the formulation dealing with your endocannabinoid system and whatnot. So thank you for sharing that, Biat. Really appreciate it. What time is it in England right now?
I'm using Rejuvenate with of course, with
He's not
Restore.
understanding.
And actually, the
He's
first
in
time
England,
I put it
guys.
on the belly bump. Maybe I thought they got to use the Restore on the belly bump, but I put the Rejuvenate on there, and I never done that before. So that maybe that helped as well.
Yeah. What time is it in England right now, Biat?
In the night, like all night, not gonna.
She's not
Yeah,
understanding.
but what's the time right now? What time is it? Yeah, what time is it right now, Biat?
Here it's now 6:15.
Okay. A little later today. But that's okay.
Later in the day, and he's
Thank
making
you.
sure he's
Thank
on
you.
this call,
Thank you.
right?
Appreciate
We
it.
have some
Thank
people that
you.
are in countries where, you know, it may be
Okay.
3, 4 in the
Alright.
morning, and they get on the calls because they're
Well,
they're
Kenny
serious
Hart
about their health.
in
They want to
Philadelphia.
build their
It's on the
mitochondria up,
internet.
okay? So
Alright.
they don't want to miss
Gary, I
out.
have
So they get on these calls.
Yeah, I got it. Go ahead, Gary, I've unmuted you.
Good afternoon. I'm a newbie to MoreMito, and I have a question. I hear the great testimonies about people not taking their medication anymore. How do they know when to stop, is my question.
Okay, that's a good question. I hope they know because they consulted their doctor, okay? And also because of the results they're getting. You know, like, I mentioned what my blood pressure was earlier.
I did mine because of the results I was getting after I got on the products.
Right before
Because I had found out that my doctors were
on blood pressure medication, and my blood
they
pressure
had me
was
on medication
150 plus,
that were
over
causing
90
so
plus.
many different
Just come
other
all the way down to
things to
100 over
go
60.
wrong in my body.
Well, it's time for me to have
So
a
the side
conversation.
effects.
Past
So
time,
I
really.
had to
Me
make
have
the
a
decision
conversation with my doctor.
once I got on the products and
about
I
him
noticed that
reducing
how
that
my body
medication.
was feeling better.
Okay.
Then I made that
So
decision to come off.
We're not
Okay.
putting this information out here to try
I'm
to
not telling you to
override
do
the
that. I'm
interaction
saying
with
that's
your
what
doctor.
I chose to do.
What you do.
There was a difference in me
right?
being in pain all
And
the
then you make
time,
the
taking,
decisions about where
you know,
you
some of
go
the
from
things that were taking
Okay.
pain away, immediately giving pain back to
I
me,
understand
okay?
that,
So
that's
I
okay.
had to make the decision. I prayed about everything before I,
All
you know,
right.
before I
Thank you.
did
Thank
things.
you, Gary.
And God sent me the
Roger,
products
just to
and I
fill in a
made
little
those
more,
decisions.
a
And
great
I feel
example
better.
of what you just described is Ron Long in Spokane on 4 pharmaceuticals. His doctor took him off of all 4, 1 testosterone, 1 blood pressure, but it wasn't a light switch. It wasn't overnight. It was a reduction. After 4 months, the blood pressure gets reduced. Doctor says you don't need as much. 4 months later, the doctor said, you know what, you don't need this at all. So the doctor decides, and the body fixes what's going on.
So if you're dealing with high blood pressure, you can go on the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie.
Yeah.
Go to our playlist for high blood
All
pressure
right.
and listen
Sure,
to C.W.
Harry.
Whitaker, and he'll
From
share
LaGrange,
how
Illinois, the
he,
card.
you know, he got on the products and he went to the doctor because I think he said he started feeling lightheaded or something, but his blood pressure had dropped. So then the doctor changed the dosage. Then it happened again, even, you know, as he continued taking the products. And so he tells you about that process on there.
One blood pressure pill, but that I'm not concerned about. I want to know if there's any contraindication with taking regular supplements like magnesium, and so should I still take that?
So, you know, speaking, if something is really good for you, us improving the way your cells function will make them work even better, okay? But the larger point may be you can eat them out. Like I take a special kind of magnesium because it helps me sleep. You know, I'm rest broken. I deal with all these different time zones and stuff, okay? Programmers in India and all of that, right? So I'm sleep challenged. So I'll take extra stuff that's going to help me sleep. Yeah, I'll keep taking that.
I used to take magnesium,
All right.
potassium,
You answered my
all that
question.
stuff.
I can take it as you know, but still take all the 3 things.
Yeah, you need to take ours is foundational because it affects the most things, okay? And then from there, it'll be a question of whether or not you need it. Most people end up saving money because they're taking all these random things, trying to resolve their health concern. And once you get all this, your body takes over and you don't need it as much typically, right?
You don't know because of the way you feel, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, great having you on.
Think about it, guys. When you're taking some other things, you go to the health food store, you try this, you go to Walmart, you try that. Well, guess what? Those stuff are not always formulated to work together. Our products are formulated to work together to build your mitochondria up. That's what Dr. Bevan Elliott did. He created our products and they're formulated to all work together. So you have to look at it on that, on that level as well. Because again, when you're taking other things, you don't know if it's totally formulated to work together. Our products are formulated to work together to build your mitochondria up, and then your body knows how to fix itself.
And everything is still going good. Thanks to you, Roger and Dale, and especially for Edward Mann for getting me started back in the day. And everything is still great, and I'm doing fine. And I just wanted to call in and say hi. And
well, thank you for doing that. I want to help people understand where you came from. Okay, we talk about the heart with respect to the heart. They measure your heart with what's called ejection fraction, and normal is 50 to 70. Every time your heart beats, that's the percent of the blood it should pump out. If you're below that, you have heart failure. If you're between 20 and 30, they give you 5 years to live. James, you got down as low as what?
I was at 15.
Okay. Wow. So that should tell you something. I'll play his interview maybe on Monday, but he has completely reversed that and got out of that checkout line, as I like to call it, for death. And great to have you check in and remind us.
So did y'all get that? Really so instead of dying, which they were expecting him to do because his stuff was steady going down, he got on the products, built his mitochondria up, his body reversed that,
Give me one more thing,
and now he gets to live.
How long have you been?
Isn't that awesome?
Before you started with Mito?
4.5 years.
So he had been dealing with that for 4.5 years before he got on the products.
Mito. Hadn't driven your car for years, of course.
Had not driven.
Okay.
We have other people that had not driven, and now they're driving their vehicles after getting on the product. Isn't that awesome?
Thank you, James. Great to have you with us, buddy.
This is something that everybody needs because everybody has mitochondria. Every pet needs it because every pet has mitochondria. Okay?
Go ahead with your question.
Yes, I'm Dorothy here in Atlanta. I'd like to ask, what is magic oatmeal?
Okay, so magic oatmeal is steel cut oatmeal prepared in a particular way with ingredients added to it that was studied by Japanese scientists. They took 83 different foods and spices to see how they affected your blood flow. Like you got blockages and cholesterol, and they wanted to see how it was going to improve it. Some of those made it worse. 6 consistently made it better. And those are the things that are being indicated and called out to go in that oatmeal in a particular way. You find the details of it in your back office.
You have to create your free customer website so you can find it in your back office.
Go back to February. You'll see it there. I probably moved it up further too, but no later than February, you go back, you'll see that indented. It'll say magic oatmeal. Okay? That's what it is. And that's what I've personally been taking since middle of February.
See, we told you to get that health knowledge.
All right.
Thank you. Great question, Dorothy.
Yeah, and that magic hibiscus tea is kind of in the same category. Okay, so who else we have?
So see, we're not just teaching you how to build your mitochondria up, right? The natural way with this food right here. We're teaching you other health issues,
Carolyn,
other health things that you can do to build that body up as well.
I started to take the products, but like I'm challenged with sleep and stuff like that. So if I take more than one of the vials of the Restore, I'm not able to sleep. Like it.
Okay.
So I
here's
want
what
to
you
know
do with that. Here's what you do with that.
Remember, everybody's body's different, so listen.
Like some people can take it right before they go to sleep, sleep like a baby.
I can do that.
We're not one of those. Okay.
I am.
I take it in the morning.
You take it all the way in the morning and you still can't sleep at night?
If I take more than one of them, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, well, take one for a while. Your body will get used to it, then you'll be able to take more. Okay?
Yeah, okay, because I've been taking one now for a good amount of time, and I'm thinking that maybe that's why I'm not seeing some of the same results as
okay, so what's a good amount of time? How long have you been taking?
Like, since about October of last year.
Okay, that is a good amount of time. Okay, so you're very sensitive to it.
Yeah.
Or here's the other thing.
Listen, guys.
We had a guy say that he took it and all it did was make him want to sleep. Then his wife said he's overworked and he needs sleep. So what else is happening in your life? Are you putting yourself at a sleep deficit?
So it wasn't.
And whatnot?
Yeah, like I don't get enough sleep, but it's been like
hard.
that. Is an insomnia issue.
Okay.
Adrenal.
Here's what I would do. I would stay with what you're doing, one milliliter of it, and increase the amount of brain and body. Because I can take brain and body lately. It doesn't.
Keep doing what she's doing with the Restore Oil and increase the brain and body capsules that she's taking.
Double up on your brain to compensate for the fact you can't at this time anyway. Increase the amount of Restore. Then later come back and try a little bit more to Restore. Maybe take 1 1/4 or something like that later. Okay. But let's turn up the brain and body in the meantime.
So the regular dosage is 2 capsules a day.
Thank you.
So she needs to turn it up to 4 capsules a day.
And that means we're going to talk to Esmeralda.
All right, Esmeralda, I've unmuted you. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, my MoreMito family. Many blessings to everyone. Again, always with gratitude. Thank you, Roger, Dale, Dr. Bevan Elliott. I mean, amazing. And today's Dr. Dan's call with Dr. Joy was also a lot of great information. People need to connect to that.
It's actually called our nutritional call.
My question is basically,
that call happens an hour before our corporate call. This is our corporate call, but you do get to pay for that.
Understand the body's
it's more personal, and you get to actually talk to the doctors.
The central nervous system. You have blood and you have water. Don't overcomplicate it. Share this with everyone. Like Roger's always saying, conditions do not matter. What matters is mitochondria energy. So my question is kind of two-parter. I love the mobile app. I can't tell you enough how much.
Yes.
I'm sure you're going to have, I think I text messaged you this information, a men's wellness, like you have the women's, because I've come across men that are having problems with functionality. You understand what I'm saying? And
she's talking about ED.
And
okay,
I know that basically it's,
men are having a problem with ED. So, and women, we have our own issues,
front to back and all that good
in
stuff.
that area.
God willing, we have people that are functioning again,
Some
elderly people for that matter. But on the cancer, I can't emphasize enough. Remember that this is also a parasite cleanse and a heavy metal cleanse, and due to certain things that have taken place the last couple of years, this is all increased. Every single element has increased. We have got to understand that the body is designed to self-heal. Detoxification has to be every single day. We are being bombarded with toxins or food or chemicals, even organic. Sometimes it's not even good. So just the question basically is,
so you need to take your products every day, guys, so you can keep that body building that mitochondria up.
Questions of today, a heart issue, inflammation. I know the answer is always the same. Just reiterated. I'm going to send this to these people as well. Conditions do not matter. You give God's creation what it needs, and it is designed to self-heal. So
that's right. We don't do conditions, God.
The parents with
so don't make a difference whether you have AIDS or whether you have lack of sleep, have a insomnia problem.
I put them in prayer. And I want to thank you also for whatever donations, Roger and everyone else, for Hope for Patty. That's Hope. Number 4 for Patty. We're trying to keep her alive. She's suffering from Huntington disease. They're trying to put her in hospice.
She's sharing that information because we can help support other people. Like, she's not connected to me. Patty's not connected to me. But if I choose, I want to, send some of my earnings, then I can. That's the way Mr. Hill has designed our
number 4, and then
company.
Patty, Patti. Customer service knows who she is. Everyone's trying to help. So that would be where any little contributions, $1, $5. And thank you, Grace. I don't know if they told you, but thank you so much for what you've helped in the past.
So Grace has,
and that's it. So just people spread. Everybody needs this. Humanity is under attack.
Yes.
We need to.
So guys, also understand that Mr. Hill designed this where there is a way that you can get your products for free. So I know, because I've had people to ask themselves, well, why is it that sometimes people are asking people to, donate? Okay, you can ask, and then people have their, their choice whether they want to do that. But if you, once you, you have your free customer website and you're a referring customer, when you go and you share with other people, so say for instance, I shared it with Jennifer, I shared it with Tira, I shared it with Keon, I shared it with Kiana, and all those people go on there and they create their free customer website, which all their free customer website is all gonna be attached to me, right? So whenever they order, then guess what? I'll get free MoreMito bucks. Well, I can use that free those MoreMito bucks to purchase product, right? So I can get my product for free, right? And I will tell you, I do currently get enough every month where I don't have to pay for my product, right? It's very awesome. But Mr. Hill, the CEO, he put that in place so that when, if somebody comes to say, oh, well, I can't afford it. Well, that's not an obstacle for us, right? Because he has something in place. And then once we tell somebody, and if they still say that they can't afford it, it's just they choose not to afford it, okay? Because we've already given them, an option where they, they could get it for free.
One of these calls, and I tell people, they do all the heavy lifting. All I ever had to do was say, get on the call and be amazed. You have never
Get people on these calls. Whether it's the calls or you can send them to the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie on that playlist. There's a playlist that says conference calls. So you can hear some of the past conference calls. You can go in your back office if you're a customer and hear some of the conference calls as well.
How do you change your life? One recipe at a time. But you got to increase your mitochondria. So James, let me tell you about James Clark. 36
you can also use the MoreMito app to send information out to people
medication,
too.
Right?
And
then he has a stroke in 2020.
Wow.
Ends up in the hospital for 2.5 months. His wife couldn't even get in there. They weren't letting anybody in the hospitals in 2020 in the spring. So he comes out 2.5 months later. He can't talk right. I'm on the phone with him. After he does the rehab, he can't see right, can't use his phone, has to get another phone, doesn't know how to unlock it, can't drive, he has no balance. This goes on. I get him on these MoreMito calls finally after that, because I didn't know in 2020 about this. This didn't happen in 2020 for me, okay? So I finally get him on these, in
2020. I started in 2015.
Calls, and he puts it on his toe, and he said the pain's gone.
Sending it to me.
It's gone. It's been there for months on my toe, and it hasn't come back. I said, And then he calls me one day, and he says, Edward, shut up. I got something to tell you. I said, what's up, James?
Edward talks a lot.
See the sign I just gave me a new lease on life. I said, what? He said, you know those calls you made me get on? I said, yeah. And I heard that lady on those calls, her blood flow was under 20. And mine, after they put in a stint, was under 20. His was 15. Even after they put in a stint, it was under 20. He says, then I heard hers go up over 30, then 35, then 60, then 65. He says to me, that's when I got serious about using this. He said, he had told me, see the sign, I just gave you a new lease on life. He said, mine up over 30 and 35. I don't need a new heart anymore. Then he calls me and he says, Edward, guess what? I took my wife to Scottsdale, Arizona. I drove all the way. Then he called, he said, this is amazing. Stayed up the whole time. Nobody else drove. Then he says, my wife got to sleep when I went to Las Vegas. She does shows all over. She's been in jewelry since she's young. She was trained by insiders. So he goes to Las Vegas, and he says, she got to sleep in the back seat with my daughter, and I got there at 10 in the morning. She got to do the shows, and I got to go to sleep. He said, it's amazing. I got my life back.
He got his life back because MoreMito, right? Because he got his bundle and he began taking it, right?
The business of helping people get their lives back. Yes. I hope that appeals to you.
Right. But did y'all understand what he did? He kept getting on the calls. He kept feeding his mind with the knowledge, the health knowledge. And then it dawned on him, yeah, I really need to be on this. I really need to take this, okay? And now you heard his results. Awesome.
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes, Janice.
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
My question that I've been holding on to forever, but it does have to do with inflammation. Why is it that when you are diagnosed with dry eyes, it turns out that it's inflammation, but your doctor never told you that? And I had the runny eyes. It wasn't, that's why I didn't make the connection, because I thought it was allergy.
So just about everything has
Doctors
an
don't know
underlying
everything. That's one
inflammatory
of the
component
answers.
because it goes back again to damaged mitochondria. Damaged mitochondria start a inflammatory spiral up because it produces free radicals as a natural function of producing energy, right? And it's kind of think of it like this: we put a fire on a stove or a heater. You have that pipe to take that smoke out of the house, okay? If it didn't go out of the house, it could suffocate the people in the house. But damaged mitochondria is something like that. Instead of having natural antioxidants to get rid of those free radicals and whatnot, first of all, these damaged mitochondria produce way more free radicals than they normally do, and they're not escaping. They're not being neutralized, right? So it starts there. And where it's going to manifest is just a function of what aspect of your body is weakest. In some cases, like we're talking about heart today. Well, we could have been talking about kidney in a different call, but that inflammation is particularly through your cardiovascular system that touches every organ you have, right? That's the underlying thing. So, and if I give you one more thing, your immune system is always trying to get in there and correct and fix and get rid of, kill stuff and trying to kill you, as I like to say. But if you've got underlying inflammation, you've complicated your body's job to do that, right? I'll call it inflammatory debris. Is like a force field around this area that your immune system or cells are trying to get into to fix you. So if we go to that underlying cause, regrow your mitochondria, help them create more healthier ones, then lots of things, including the dry eye condition, can get fixed. So thank you. Thank you, Janet, for giving us that question. Glad I had a chance to answer that. Okay, so I guess that leaves us with Grace White up in Philadelphia.
All right, Grace, I have unmuted you. Go ahead.
All right, you guys can hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Go right ahead.
Hi, how you guys doing? How about MoreMito family? I would just love to call, and that was my sister-in-law from Philly, Minister Margaret Owichi, that you're going to be talking to. But I just wanted to send a shout-out to Esmeralda. As I was listening to her speak for Hope for Patty, I just went into my back office and just sent some MoreMito bucks over to her, because I know how it feels to try to help somebody and you don't have enough to help, and your heart is just bleeding, just trying to help. So while we're bleeding while we're leading, and we're running after trying to rescue other people. So I just wanted to just open up my mic and just encourage everybody just to have a heart for Patty today and just help Patty, because, everybody's going to get a turn. And we're all out here trying to help one another. So I just wanted to say that, go into your back office. And thank you, Roger. I did go onto my mobile app. And thank you for putting over there so we can see our availability, our MoreMito cash availability on our MoreMito app. And in the Spanish now, it's just amazing. So I'm sitting over here sending out texts to everyone and calling different ones,
MoreMito app is awesome.
Who have been on the product before and they fell off. Go back and follow us guys, so that we can be there for one another. And thank you, Esmeralda. Thank you, Esmeralda, for the Hope for Patty. And everybody, go in your back office if you can. It doesn't, any amount is helpful. So send anything that you can send for that. Thank you, Roger.
Like she said, if you fell off of using your MoreMito products, go back and get back on your MoreMito products, because you will see a difference.
HOPE, the number 4, Patty, PATTI. Okay, Melvin Arnhem.
And then some of you didn't stay on it long enough to see a difference. So again, go back and get on your MoreMito products so that you can see that difference, okay?
Melvin. Hello, Roger.
Just like everybody else is seeing.
Roger. Hello, Deb. Can you hear me clear enough?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll be brief and quick. I know you got things to do. Folks, this is just amazing. I love it because what I realize now, Rosendale, our body is the remote control. The batteries are the XES technology
is the remote.
that's infused into the all-natural ingredient products. They're charging the body's mitochondria as it feeds it. And then our body heals itself. It's amazing. Quickly, I'm just telling you briefly what's been happening to me. I purposely started mixing the Restore and the
charge your mitochondria.
because I like my hair very, very short, almost bald, but I said, you know, I want to do the hair growth. So I started massaging it into my hair. It's been less than 3 months, and my hair has grown about 2.5 to 3 inches. I'm 67 years old this past March. And the amazing thing about it, not only is my gray hair going away, the receding hairline that was in the front is filling out. My black original color of my hair is not only coming back. When Roger and other people mentioned your body healed itself to its original state, Roger, I'm looking in the mirror and my hair that's coming back to its original color is coming back as if I was a baby or like a 5 or 6 year old. It's coming out wavy like. Not those really
so his
short,
hair texture changed. Not only is it coming back,
Roger,
but his hair texture changed because he's building his mitochondria. So guys, if y'all have lost hair, you know, whether it's men or women, you want to use your Rejuvenate Gel, but mix some of your Restore oil in it.
Restore under my tongue. Put some of the Rejuvenate before I started mixing it. This is April 2nd, by the way, 2024. And then all of a sudden, the 2 specks in my eyes that I had, one of them I could never find. The second one about 40 to 50% lighter. And then, now mind you, Roger, I'm getting ready to go to sleep. So then I say, I got to take the Restore, 2 milliliters, that's all. Get it under the tongue, swish it around. 15 minutes later, out of nowhere, Roger. I don't even know where it came from because the television's not on, even though it's 1:30 in the morning at my sister's house when we finished talking and spending the night. All of a sudden, this thought just came of a lady I was speaking to, you know, for some time off and on about the Bible script or whatever, and I was like, wow, we would have had a great relationship, great marriage, and out of nowhere, Roger, all of a sudden, below my waist, got an attention, and it's been an attention ever since that day, every day, got rid of my ED. I put it everywhere, preventatively.
I was trying to figure out what he said. So he was talking about his ED. When he took the Restore oil, he noticed a change in his ED issue, okay?
As you told me, Roger,
a lot of people call this the liquid blue pill.
Your scar from your stomach, your emergency stomach. Roger, I started combining, like you said, the Restore Rejuvenate on my stomach, where my scar is about 7.5, 8 inches long. Roger, the part that's already gone, you can't even tell. I even had 8 staples on my stomach, and it brought my stomach, Roger, back to its original appearance. And then lastly, I had a hole in my stomach. I had a hole in my stomach because they had to see what color was coming out of my stomach. So I had a hole in my stomach, tube coming out of it, and then another tube on the outside so you can see it. And all of a sudden, Roger, I start putting the combination of the mixture on it, and that hole that closed up is starting to clear up and go away. So what I'm saying, folks, is this. Try it for everything. Get and listen to the testimonials so you can hear different things. And as Roger mentioned, stop talking about the condition and feed your mitochondria. I'm loving it. I'm having fun. And I realize, as most of us do, when you take care of your health, the wealth has no but to follow by the book. Right. Thank you, guys. Back to you.
That's where I came up with the Health of Wealth show. Okay? How Health of Wealth.
Great, Melvin. Okay. Thank you.
But as y'all heard Melvin talking, and he was talking about the issue that he was having with ED. So it's great to take the Rejuvenate Gel and mix Restore in it. We do that for multiple things anyway. But as you heard him when as he said, he put it below his waist. Well, you want to take this and you want to rub it all over your body parts, right? And this makes a big difference. There's other episodes on the Health of Wealth show with Stephanie that we're talking about ED, and there will be more.
We hear you, girl. Go ahead.
We hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I'm sorry.
Darling.
So I have a question. You answered this question earlier, but we got disconnected off the call, so we missed the answer. But my mom is on the call. She experienced dry eye. Her eye is running water, and she was wanting to know about this product for that, and also for swelling in the lower extremities.
Okay, so it's another condition, right? And like this is where I get accused of giving everybody the same answer, and I'm guilty. Okay, you just take the stuff. Okay, you just apply it. The mitochondria is going to respond. Your body's going to use that energy to fix the dry along with everything else. Okay, now, in the case of swelling in the lower extremities, I assume you're talking about like her feet and her ankles and stuff? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here, you're going to want to mix the Restore with the Rejuvenate, and you're going to want to massage that in. I did it right before this call, okay? I had a stress fractured foot, substantially over, but I'm real careful with it. I got a sore knee on the absence of compensation. I'm putting stuff all over there. I'm doing this like multiple times a day every time I think about it. So now that's for our partner here. For her partner,
never use it too much, okay? You can do it as many times as you want to.
This. Physical therapy, physical movement also sends a positive mitochondrial signal in addition to the obvious increase in circulation, right, which is going to bring more of our stuff to that area, in addition to what you put off on the outside with the Restore, Rejuvenate mixture, right? But you got to manipulate that. If you got a foot issue, you can go on the internet, look for leg or foot exercises. They'll give you all kinds of doctors and physical therapists will be on there, right? Like I'm rotating my foot right now in every range of motion I can think of. That's just a habit you get into, when you're trying to restore that circulation. Do all of those things at the same time and do something about your diet, okay? I build every meal around a salad.
I love
Start
salads.
with romaine lettuce, cucumbers, the red onions, avocado, then it might be mushrooms one day or arugula, all the other stuff, but that's my basic for it. I want to make sure I don't run out of. Now I'm predisposing myself to a diet that's not inherently inflammatory. It does not have lots of unnecessary carbs and whatnot. You won't find me eating potato chips and stuff like that. That's not happening.
That's
okay?
one of my weaknesses.
Not a lot of bread, so not happening.
Cut back, though.
Now, when it's a birthday party, somebody, I might eat something there, but every day in and day out, I'm not doing that, right? And then these suggestions that you've been hearing, that magic oatmeal and that magic hibiscus tea, I'm down with that every day. Okay, so now the underlying inflammation, which is contributing to what you're talking about, through your diet, which is the way it got there to begin with, you're beginning to unwind that along with the fact that you got more mitochondria now to unwind it with. I hope I'm making sense with you today.
Yes, I'll explain in more depth to her. So yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Bottom line, guys, is build your mitochondria up and see what your body does.
Okay, so the magic oatmeal is in your back office in the car. Now, let me tell you what this is now. You go back there to like February, Dr. Dell and Dr. Claire, there's two doctors back there, both of them talking about the same thing, okay? I want you to listen to that because it explains why this works. Like the curcumin, don't look at it and say, well, I took this curcumin before, why do I need this? The way they're talking about preparing it in that oatmeal, which I dubbed the magic oatmeal, is 20 times more effective, okay? It has cofactors in there, that things that you got to put together and you have to put in a particular way. It says, for example, cook the oatmeal first. Don't put this stuff in while you're boiling that oatmeal. So you need all that instruction and all that rationale, right, as to why this works. For this to make sense to you, and you'll keep doing it. Okay? Because this got to be a lifestyle change. Okay?
Okay.
So again, y'all got to listen. You got to go on there and you got to follow the full instructions. Don't do it the way you think it needs to be done. Follow the instructions so that the ingredients, put them in the right way so that the ingredients will work the way it needs to work.
All right,
okay?
Dan, I've unmuted you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Roger. On again. Oh, what a day. Thank you, everyone. You're just like, you're the goodness that's happening for people on this earth. There's something called reality TV out there. This is this is not reality TV. This is like real people and real things that are happening that are really good. I want to just thank you all again. And I realized something, you know, all the ingredients are in nature. And Dr. Elliott found them and put them together. And I'm sure that he took time. He had to experiment. And look what he's done. Now the oatmeal, the magic oatmeal comes up, and they had 83 ingredients. And maybe people are this thing that people are going to start. These wonderful things are going to keep coming out. And I just was thinking about this. You know, what our Creator did for this body and its construction enables this product to do its work. That's teamwork. So we're like, what a team, man. Incredible.
Teamwork makes a dream work.
My grandson came here. He had the flu. I caught it. It came into my body, and it just came rushing into my body. And it was like, I could tell one day later that it was like leaving. Was it the MoreMito?
One day
I don't
later.
know. Something wonderful is happening on a number of fronts for me. So thank you, everyone. One last thing. Dale, I need to talk with you. So
Oftentimes,
please
guys,
tell me how
we've heard people saying that when they get certain things, you know, even COVID, you know, people have gotten it. They don't have it the normal time, you know, that doctors and other people say that, you know, you would have it because their mitochondria is built up, right? Again, you build your mitochondria up and see how your body reacts. I remember one lady, she got it, her daughter got it, and her husband got it. Now, her and her daughter were both on the products, right? The husband refused to take the products, right? Well, the daughter, I think, had it for 5 days. I think she had it for 2 days. Well, the husband had it for months, okay? Because he was not on what? He was not on the product. So he had not been building his mitochondria up. So COVID affected his body much different, okay? Again, everybody's body is different. But when you give it some of the right things that it needs, then your body can really act totally different. And it can keep you from getting things as well.
What an amazing testimony he shared with us. All the rest of us, you who asked questions, all the people we shared in front of the recordings. James, wow. So I guess the only thing that leaves us with is Dale Bonet with the last word.
Thank you, Roger. Listen, everybody, review today's call. Powerful things. Someone facing heart surgery and blockage going almost decreasing by half, no need for the surgery. This is amazing things and multiple things for each person. That only happens because of what it does, restores the mitochondria. There's nothing like this product. You
Nothing
are
like
holding an answer to a lot of people's issues. Share the message. We're here to help you. Keep doing what you're doing. We are absolutely hitting new record highs, and it's because of all of you, but it's also because the product works like nothing else anybody's ever had. So share the message, and look forward to seeing you all again on Monday night. Roger?
All righty. We love you. We appreciate you. We look forward to seeing you for part 2 on Monday night once again. See you there.
Okay, guys. Remember, we have our corporate conference calls on Mondays at 7:55 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're in a different time zone, you just adjust it to your time zone, 608-906-0003. On Saturdays at 10:55 a.m. Central Standard Time. Again, adjust it to your time zone. And then we're normally live on the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie on YouTube, and sometimes on Success on Stephanie on YouTube. And then sometimes we'll do it on Facebook Live as well. But guys, when I want to share this information, like they just mentioned that some people they'll say that they can find other things that work just as well. Well, guess what? You're not going to find anything else that works just like ours does, because they don't have that XDS technology, because we're the only ones that has that XDS technology. Okay, so you can't just go anywhere and find the products like ours. So that's something that's not true right there, right? Because we have that XDS. Nobody else has that. Okay. But we oftentimes we do hear people that say, oh, well, I can go get the same ingredients or whatever. Okay, you can go get some of the same ingredients. Okay, you may not get the exact same ingredients because some of our ingredients comes from certain areas, and a lot of you are not even going to take that step to go and get it from certain areas, right? Just because like this has olive oil in there, this doesn't have your regular olive oil in there. It's a certain type of olive oil. It's a high-tech olive oil, okay? So again, our scientist, Dr. Bevan Elliott, has done his due diligence. He's done the research. That's why he's a scientist, right? He's done the research on getting some of the best ingredients. Okay, these are not your average ingredients. He's gotten some of the best ingredients. Now he does use regular olive oil, not in our products. He uses it to clean the machines before he makes our products. Okay, so what does that tell you? Okay, so but again, the products that are in here are not your average products. Okay, so those of y'all that are thinking, oh, well, I can just go buy those products and take those products. And then is you don't know how to formulate that. So I've run across people. I know people that they may have a cabinet full of this and that, right? But they don't know how to formulate it together, how to use a certain amount. And, like Dr. Bevan Elliott, he's done the research. So stop trying to reinvent and everything, right? Use what works. This is formulated to work together. And just also know you don't have that XDS. So you're still not going to get your product, or you're not going to take all the ingredients that you have and it's going to work like this because you don't have that XDS technology. We're the only ones that have that XDS technology, right? No other company has it, right? Only MoreMito has that, okay? And that, along with the ingredients, is what makes up our products, okay? And this is not a medication, because some people say it's a medication. It's not a medication. This is considered a food, okay? So you owe it to yourself because, again, every human, every animal has mitochondria, right? Mitochondria is the powerhouse of your cells, okay? This is what talks to your cells. This talks to you on the cellular level to help build your mitochondria up, right? And then once you build your mitochondria up, God designed our body to fix itself, okay? So that's why we don't do conditions. That's why we're not in the curing business. We're in the mitochondria business because God has already designed your body where it can fix itself from anything. You got migraines, your body can fix itself from that. You got HIV and AIDS, your body can fix itself from that. You got cancer, you name it. You get cancer every day. Y'all just didn't know that you got cancer every day because your body was strong enough to fight it off, okay? So, but it doesn't make a difference what the condition is. When you build your mitochondria up, your body can fix itself from anything, okay? Isn't that awesome? Okay, so again, if somebody else referred you want to get back with the person that referred you. If you were referred by myself, seeing one of my platforms, then we have the information below so you create your free customer website, but I will go ahead and share that as well. You'll go to https:// MoreMito, MoreMito.com/joining, JOINING, / my username, which is S Alford, that's SALFORD, / the number 2. Again, that's https:// MoreMito, MoreMito.com / joining, JOINING, / the number 2. Then once you go on there, then you're signing up, you're creating your free customer website because you have to be referred by somebody, right? You can't just call the company and just get the product. You have to be referred by someone, okay? That's the way the CEO designed it. So that's the way that it has to go. And then it'll ask you to choose a username, choose a password, put in your email, your name, address, phone number. You have to click that you're not a robot and register. Once you click that, your website's up just like that. Then you can click the link below that tells you what your website is, and you can go straight to your website. If you want to go into your back office, it's real simple. You go to your website. Then you click, if you're on the phone, you're going to click the menu. Once you're on your website, you're going to click menu. If you're on a computer, you're going to go to the top right where it says log in. So if you're on the computer, you click menu and then log in. On the computer, just go to log in. Then it's going to ask you for your username and password that you created, right? You put in your username, your password. You are now in your back office. If you forget any of those steps that I just said, we have tutorials on the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie. Go on our playlist. You can go under you can go under training videos, or you can go under MoreMito tutorials. You'll find it in both areas, okay? But once you go in your back office, then you decide what you want to do. If you're ready to order, then there's a green button that says Buy Now. You click the Buy Now button, right? And then you just scroll down and, choose the products that you want. If you want this Brain and Body Bundle, right now when we're recording this, it's the Brain and Body Bundle #1. But what it consists of, I'm going to share that so that if it changes position, you know where to go, and you'll know that this is it. The Brain and Body Bundle is the Renew Brain and Body, which is the capsules. Renew Brain and Body. It is Restore All and Rejuvenate Gel. That is your Brain and Body Bundle. There is also on the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie, under training videos and tutorials, there's also a video, mentioning what I just mentioned, right? Then you will just follow the steps. You put your quantity in there. If you want the discount, you're going to click yes. The reason why you click yes, that takes your $10 off because you're a referring customer. If you don't want the discounts and you don't want, to be able to get free product, then you can just be a regular customer. We love you either way you go, as long as you're a customer. Okay. I love all my customers. Okay. And then you just, follow steps. It's pretty self-explanatory on how to order. Again, there's a video under the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie. Y'all, I apologize. We're having some bad weather and I'm not sure what that was, but anyway, there's a video that actually tells you how you can order, right? And you can contact me. We're here to help you. You can call customer service. They can help you order as well. Okay. I'm well known with customer service. If you let them know that, Stephanie Alford is, the person that shared it with you. Okay. They can help you get your website done. They can help you order, you name it, right? I can help you. Customer service number again is 509-593-3300. 509-593-3300. Monday through Saturday, okay? Monday through Saturday. So if you call on Sunday, you're not going to get them on Sunday because it's Monday through Saturday, right? And then if you want to try to reach me, you can send me a text first so that we can schedule a time to speak if we need to speak that works for you and myself, because I have a pretty busy schedule. So I need to keep things in order, right? But you can text me at 817-382-2124. Again, 817-382-2124. Sometimes I may be available right then and say, hey, okay, can you talk right now? But it just depends, okay? Again, I'm here to help everybody, but we do have to keep things in order, okay? Trying to think if I forgot anything. So you want to make sure you go and get your bundle, okay? Somebody had asked a question, well, what if you use up something? So, like for instance, like you heard the lady say that she takes hers instead of, using her dropper and take it, or using a teaspoon and take it like that. Sometimes she just turns it up, right? Well, chances are she's probably going to run out before her is up, right? Well, can you go and order, something single if you run out? Yes, you can. Again, when you go in your back office and you click Buy Now, when you scroll down, the farther you go down, you will see the individual products, right? So you can order anything individual as well, okay? Whether, even the pet products. Don't forget our pets now. Our pets is the Petlife. And the reason why you're doing our Petlife is the Restore All minus the things that the pets can't have. And then we just put a Petlife label on there. So that's why you hear sometimes us talking about the eyes, and people use the Petlife in their eyes because it's Restore minus some ingredients, okay? But the pets should not have Restore All because they can't have citrus and some other ingredients in here, right? So that's why it was taken out. Pets need straight Rejuvenate Gel. You hear us talking about how we mix the Restore All and the Rejuvenate Gel. Well, that's great for the people, right? But for the humans, you use straight Rejuvenate Gel. So these are the two products: the Petlife and the Rejuvenate Gel, straight Rejuvenate Gel for the pets. Okay. I hope that I have answered a lot of questions. I hope that y'all enjoyed the episode today, and part 2 will be on Monday. Okay. So do y'all remember what the title was for today? The title was How Not to Die from Heart Attacks, Cardiovascular Issues, Circulation Problems, Cholesterol, and More. Reason why we say and more, because when we go to question and answer, people ask questions about many other things, right? And so that's where the and more comes from. Because even though you may have a topic, we're not going to not answer questions when people have questions about other things, because we're here to help people, right? So we hope that you've enjoyed it. We hope that, we've answered a lot of your questions. We hope that you, create your free customer website. I want to welcome anybody that actually joins, because I love all my customers. I love to hear your testimonials. But go ahead and get your brain and body bundle, right? When the holidays come up, these make great gifts. Christmas, Valentine's, Mother's Day, Father's Day, just because everybody has mitochondria, so you cannot go wrong with giving these products as a gift. Okay. Again, we hope you enjoyed our show and you had a wonderful time. And if you're watching on the Health and Wealth Show, Says on Stephanie, make sure you subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you follow us. Y'all have a blessed day.